like a challenging game, a cinematic game, an experience that keeps you on your toes with an engaging and suspenseful story, I was not ready for what Metro Awakening had to offer. This game tells a story that keeps you involved emotionally while simultaneously making you feel physically present. It starts off telling you the story of nuclear fallout. But you're not on the surface. You're in bunkers away from the residual radiation deep in the Moscow metro. Not that you don't get a little too close from time to time, but I'll go over how that works when we're talking about the controls. This experience does an amazing job to start, showing you the life that your people have to live underground. There are families, guards, homes, local merchants.
Meat and mushroom stew. And no, I don't know which meat.
And there's even a local hangout.
No, I'm serious. I worked for the government.
It didn't take long for me to feel like I was part of this world. I like how they have you walk through the city because it really shows you the mood of the fallout. I played for hours and I felt like I barely scratched the surface. At around 20 gigs, this game has plenty to offer. My favorite and most unique aspect of this game was the hand generator. And I'll tell you about that in just a minute, but the graphics are the first thing that I noticed. I played on the MetaQuest 3 and it looked fantastic. No, it's not PC VR, but the people you interact with have lifelike faces and expressions accompanied by voice acting that is on par with anything you'd see in the movies.
None of you have ever heard Petya's, so how can you know what I'm hearing?
It's clear they put serious effort into this. The guns look great, and just about every environment, which is always cramped and underground, looks and feels like the real deal. I often was so immersed I almost thought I could smell the game. Though I might have just needed to take out the trash. But anyways, if you didn't already know, it's based on a book called Metro 2033. And though I haven't read the book, the story is already so dense that it's clear there's some serious thought here.
He died, Yana, 15 years ago. And you can't hear an 8-year-old boy for 15 years.
But I'll get into the story later. Let's talk about the controls. You can play sitting or standing, and weapons are easy enough to wield. There are specific slots like your hip or your shoulder that you simply grab at to unholster a weapon. To reholster, you just let go. It's very simple, and there's no concerns about dropping your gun.
Gorky Park off here is still out on the stage.
They did a great job of giving you lots of stuff without feeling like you're fumbling around and dropping things all the time. To release a mag, just press A and grab a new mag from your chest. It doesn't matter what gun you're using, the appropriate mag will spawn when retrieving one. And if you have a few bullets left, just put the mag into your chest and grab a fresh full one. Your dominant hip has your pistol, and your offhand hip has a healing gun of sorts. You have to load vials of serum, inject yourself, and reload your vial for the next injury. Oh, and you can only tell you're injured by the amount of blood around your screen. There's no health bar. You also have a backpack. It doesn't work exactly like backpacks in other games with slots. It has various things hanging off of it like your lighter or your hand generator, which I'll explain more about in a minute. Remember how I mentioned that radiation can be an issue? You'll hear the classic clicking sound when things are getting too hot, but you'll also start to see what looks like cigarette burns in your vision as you get overexposed. If this is happening, you need to grab your gas mask. The gas mask has filters that only last a few minutes. Your watch will warn you when your gas mask needs to be replaced.
The radiation levels are spiking something fierce.
I didn't expect you to be anywhere quite that toasty.
There's no jump button. You'll automatically jump when necessary. It's a pretty smooth feature that caused me no issues. You also can either automatically or manually crouch. And yes, there's plenty of vents and holes to go through. You can easily climb ladders. The mechanic is very smooth, and you can slide down them with no trouble as well. Movement works pretty well, though I was a little unhappy that, just like most games, they start you on snap turn. Just go to custom settings and you can change that to rotation, but they seem to be more focused on story, which I'll give a little insight into in a moment.
Where's the shuttle?
Back there, through the vent.
So far, I've only encountered a few enemies, but they range from humans to spiders and, of course, mutants. What the crap is this? Now I know what you are, and I don't like it. I have to say, I hate suspenseful games with jump scares, and this game is full of them. You'll catch these large rat mutants scurrying around. Sometimes they may attack, sometimes they may zoom by above your head, and sometimes you just hear them. and they're quick. It is nerve-wracking being away from home base because you never know when something dangerous is going to pop around a corner. There are both larger mutants and smaller mutants. The humans can cause suspense as well because you need your flashlight to get around. It's very dark underground, but they'll come looking for you if they see a flash of light.
What was that flash?
So you have to keep an eye on your watch, which will tell you if you're visible. You can either ambush or do silent takedowns by smacking the back of people's heads, but it doesn't work if they have a helmet. And the spiders will creep not just on the floor, but also across your face. You have to grab them and kill them. The game even has a warning for those with arachnophobia in the beginning, so that part might get worse, especially if there's no light. Your flashlight, by the way, can go out, but it's easily recharged with the hand generator. This was by far my favorite aspect of the game. The hand generator is located on your backpack and has a hand crank on the left side and a dial to indicate how much charge you're pumping into it. The brightest version of the flashlight lasts for maybe 3 seconds, but after that, the more dull and focused beam lasts for several minutes. So you'll be walking around with your gun out, you'll hear a noise, but you know your flashlight's gonna go out soon, so you drop your weapon, charge your flashlight, and try to pull your gun back out before something gets you. Adrenaline absolutely gets pumping in this game. But that's not all the hand generator does. It also has wires on it that you can pull out to either charge the starter on the minecart, or you can use it to charge the electric doors that you find, and they're everywhere. I'm sure there's even more than that the hand generator does in this game, but I've only played, like I said, a few hours up to this point. It was a very well thought out addition to the game. Considering the Fallout situation, they wouldn't be able to just go buy batteries, so they'd need something to constantly recharge things. So you're pulling it out constantly to recharge your flashlight and get clearance to the next section, hoping that behind that next door is finally what you're looking for. If this isn't enough to keep you interested, the story will for sure.
Has something happened?
Has something happened? He asks. If by something, do you mean, did your wife destroy our mushroom farm because she heard the voice of her dead son again?
I really don't want to give too much away, especially since it's based on a book. But you're a doctor, and your wife, let's just say, needs medicine due to an issue she's having.
Max, why don't you just tell me where the route is?
Because you go.
To get medicine, you can't go buy it at the pharmacy, so you have to leave the comfort of your home base, and of course, you make a few discoveries along the way.
Talking souls. Was it you, perchance, who stole Yana's pills?
Case sold, Sherlock.
And like I said, I really don't want to give much away. I hate it when people do that, so just check it out, Metro Awakening, and I might have a limited discount available in the description, but be aware, those things go pretty quick. I don't see why that works if they can do that.